Okay, can you hear me now? Good. Let's start. Okay, so I can see that Benny is standing up. Maybe it's a good way to start for a change. And since today we're going to be working on the spine extensions, twists. Standing with your feet a little wider than your hips and gently bend the knees. This is a basic stance in Qigong, Tao. So let's start by opening up the joints. Okay, here we got more people joining. Keeping your knees bent. If you need to adjust your stance, you can widen it or narrow it. Hi, James, can you mute yourself, please? And we are starting with the Taoist twists. So look behind your shoulder every time you twist in one direction and allow your hands to be quite loose so that they can gently hit your lower back, the upper back. Hi, Sylvie. Just
Hello.
join in. We are
Hello.
doing some twisting for the upper body. So let's continue for a few more until everyone's joined in. Keep breathing normally, or if you can, exhale every time you twist back. Do it, exhale forcefully through the nose. And my ring flew out. Let's do 10 more. And once you've completed your 10th, come back to the center. Let's interlace the hands and stretch the palms up towards the sky. Sylvia, I can't see you for whatever reason. Drop the shoulders down. Pull the belly in and lengthen your lower back. So gently tuck the tail under. So I don't want to see a banana back. The tail is under, the belly is engaged, and keep stretching. On your next inhale, come on your toes. Slowly continue to stretch and open the shoulders. And then continue to stretch the arms, but slowly place the heels down on the floor. So keep that length in the spine and continue 2 more times. Exhale down. Relax your face. Exhale down. Now continue to hold the palms up. And then very slowly, you're going to twist and try and look underneath your right armpit. Inhale to center. Keep your knees slightly bent. Exhale, turn to look the other way. Keep stretching the arms up. One more time, each direction. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. And inhale, center. Slowly relax the arms. Now place them behind your back. Interlace the hands. Squeeze the shoulder blades, palms together. So the same. Don't do this banana back. Tuck the tail under, pull the belly in. Lift the arms away from the body. Keep your core engaged and let's take 3 deep breaths into the belly and into the chest. out of the chest and out of the belly. Pull the belly back towards your spine. 2 more. Inhale, lift the arms a little higher. Soften the shoulders, drop them down. Final time. Good. Release. Soften the knees a little bit, come forwards. Release the arms. Glue the top of your body to your thighs. So don't think straight legs just yet. Bend them generously. Relax the head. Relax the shoulders. Relax the arms. You can shake the head for yes and no just a few times. Keep breathing deep breaths into the length of your spine, all the way from the tailbone to the crown and down the front of your body. Allow gravity to pull the torso down, the head down, no tension anywhere. Be loose and soft. One more like this. Inhale, up the spine to the crown. And exhale down. Good. Let's slowly round the back and come all the way up. Roll the shoulders back. Let's do a few circles. And change direction forwards. Good. And now let's do the head. A few circles in one direction. And the other. Good. And then from here, again, same stance, feet a little wider than your hips, bend the knees, inhale. Stretch again, interlace. Push your palms up. On your next exhale, bend over towards the right. Keep that top shoulder open. Keep the belly in, tuck the tail. Extending the arms. Keeping the body in one line, so I don't want you to stick your bum back and come forward. Try to keep everything as if you are between 2 walls. And inhale, come back to the center. To exhale, over to the left. Look underneath the right armpit. Press those palms. Feel the length along the right side of the body. Good. Core is engaged, belly is in. One more breath. Inhale, stretch up. Let's look up. And then exhale, release the arms. Good. Place the arms on your lower back and come into a forward fold. Squeeze the elbows together. Again, you can keep the knees bent. Deep breath in and out. On your next exhale, release the arms down, sweeping the floor, bending the knees to come all the way up for a back bend. So it doesn't need to be really deep. Or if you'd rather support your lower back, place your fists on your lower back and then back bend instead of the arms up. And then let's exhale and fall forward once again, keeping the fists on your lower back. Keep those knees bent. Slowly bend the knees and inhale. Press the fists into your lower back, hips forwards. Lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, final time. Inhale, slowly coming back up, hips forwards. Lengthen your sternum and open your shoulders. And slowly come back up. Good. You can shake. If you've got socks and stuff like me that's in the way, take them off. And let's do some sun salutations. So, starting at the top of your mat. Actually, I'll turn this way because it's easier for me. Good. So find rooting with your feet, ground, and press the four edges of your feet into the floor and lift the arches. Really strong legs. Pull the energy up, down with your tailbone, in with your belly. Lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders back, mountain pose. Close the eyes and connect with your breath. Ujjayi breath, restricting the back of your throat. Equal inhales and exhales. Opening the eyes, palms in front of the chest. Let's inhale and stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway, lengthen the spine, shoulders back. Exhale, step, walk, jump, plank. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. Really lengthen the body, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders back, tuck the tail. Send the heels back, strong, strong legs. 1 more breath, inhale. And exhale, your choice, knee, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Open your feet quite wide, roll the little toes out. Inhale again, in the middle, lengthen the belly. Exhale, look towards your right heel. Inhale towards the center, drop your shoulders down. Exhale towards the left. Inhale, center. Tuck your toes, press the knees into the floor. Come through child's pose, and then from child's pose, lift your hips so the hips should be leading up towards your first down dog. You can stay on your toes here. You can walk the dog or stay still or do any little movements that come naturally to you. 3 more breaths now. Focus on your breath and make sure you are breathing into the belly and the chest, expanding. And exhaling, pushing all the air out from the chest and the belly. Let's take another breath in. Exhale, push the floor away, turn the tailbone up, send the heels back. And on your next inhale, come on your toes, look between your hands, transfer the weight a little bit. Step, walk, or jump. And come to halfway up on your inhale. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, slowly lengthen, raise up, rise up, stretch up, and exhale. Good. 1 more time, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway, inhale, lengthen the spine, turn the tailbone up. Exhale, step, walk, or jump. Let's take 3 breaths again. Roll the shoulders back, tuck the tail, pull the belly. Soften your face, smile. And exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, go into your back bend now. Open your feet a little wider. Turn the little toes towards the floor. Drop the shoulders. Send the breastbone forward and up. Look up, open the throat. One more breath. And then exhale, press the knees, tap the toes through child's pose. Lift your hips first, as high as you can on your toes. And then drop the heels down. Let's take 5 breaths in still down dog. Spread your fingers, push the base of your fingers and the tips of your fingers into the floor. Hasta Bandha, the hand lock, drawing energy up your arms, armpits, roll the shoulders out. Long, long spine all the way to the tailbone, tailbone turning up. On your next inhale, come on your toes, transfer the weight a little, look between your hands, pull the belly in, bend, and on your inhale, jump forwards, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, palms in front of the chest. Take a breather while I take off a layer of clothing. The non-heated room is now hot. Good. Hands in front of the chest. We start with chair. Inhale, sweeping the arms back. Squeeze the knees and the ankles together. Sit back, arms in line with your ears. Very good. James, squeeze your knees together. Sit back more. Squat a little more. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up on your inhale. Exhale, step, walk, or jump, maybe all the way down through your vinyasa. Inhale, cobra, or maybe up dog this time. Really roll the shoulders back. Open the throat, look up. Exhale, and stretch back in down dog. Next inhale, step your right leg forwards. Let's leave the back heel on the floor. So warrior one rather than high lunge. Back heel on the floor, square your hips and stretch. So Ani, for you, better for your hip if you lift the heel off the floor. Track your ankle with your knee so the knee is over. Take another breath and then exhale, bring the hands in prayer. Everybody lift the back heel off the floor. And now exhale, bring the left elbow behind the right knee. Yes. Press the top palm down, open the top shoulder and stack it over your left shoulder. Lengthen the back leg. Send the heel to the back of the room. Bring the chin in. Send the crown to the front of the room. Good. Final breath. And exhale. Frame the front foot. Good. You can take your blocks here. We're going to stay in pyramid for 5 breaths. The back heel is really high off the floor as if you are on heels. So James, lift that back heel off the floor. And also if you feel you're losing your balance, step your left leg a bit to the left. Roll the right hip back, left hip forwards. Shoulders back. Lengthen the neck, bringing the chin to the chest. Very good. One more breath. And on your next inhale, you're going to bend the front knee and step your back leg a bit forwards so that the entire foot is on the ground. Make sure that the left foot is not behind the right, but it's a little bit on the left. Here, square your hips. Roll the right hip back, left hip forwards. Place the left hand on the floor or on a block and start twisting your body, turning to the right, opening the right shoulder, and then stretching your right arm up. Very nice. Beautiful, everyone. Let's stay here for 3 more deep, long breaths, or even though you're twisting, make these breaths long and deep and full. Pull the belly in when you're exhaling. See if you can twist a little more. If you can, look towards the top thumb. One final breath, and then exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, bend the front knee. Exhale, step the back leg further back. Now, engage the core. Press both hands into the floor or the blocks. And we are going to transition into a plank. So James, you won't be able to do this with that bottle, whatever it is that you're holding. So find a stable ground, round the upper back, pull the belly in, and see if you can slide your right leg slowly back. Engage this core. Inhale, lengthen, come a little forward. Exhale, go through your vinyasa. Inhale, sliding forwards, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. On your next inhalation, looking forward, stepping your left leg through. Bring the back heel on the ground for warrior 1. And for you, you can keep the heel off the floor. Inhale, square the hips to the center, to the front rather. Open these shoulders. Sink a little lower, knee over your ankle. And on your next inhale, lift the heel off the floor. And exhale, hands in prayer. Good. Inhale and exhale, twisting over to the opposite side. This time, no, James, the other way. The twist is the other way. Press the left palm down. Roll the left shoulder up. Long, long spine. Imagine one line from your heel to the crown. Press the chin to the chest. Beautiful, long breaths. Relax your face. Final one. And exhale. Frame the front foot. Inhale, step your back leg a little forwards and a bit to the right. Entire foot on the ground. Grab your blocks if you need them. Prepare, square your hips. Inhale, long, long spine. Exhale, right hand down on the floor or on the block. Start opening the left shoulder. Turning your torso to the left. Stretching your left arm. Your gaze towards your left thumb. Keep remembering left hip back, right hip forwards. And send that crown towards the front. The tail towards the back. Keep breathing and keep twisting. Imagine your spine growing longer with each inhalation. And on your next exhale, frame the front foot. Now we're going to inhale and come into halfway. Halfway, bending both feet together. Exhale, forward fold. I just skipped one vinyasa here. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up, chair. And exhale. All the way up. Very nice. You should be feeling your spine lengthening now. Joints loosening up. Your movements becoming more supple, easy. Let's do one more flow. Starting in chair again. So make sure your feet, knees are together. Inhale, squat, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sit further back. Bring the hands in prayer. Prayer twist, starting with the left elbow behind the right shoulder. Press the top palm down, open the top shoulder. Left hip back, right hip forwards. Option to stay here, or if you want to practice a balance, squeeze the knees and lift the left foot off the ground. In this case, your left elbow and the two knees are really squeezing together. Good. And then slowly with control, maybe you can extend the back leg. And exhale. Step back. Another prayer twist. Good. Just for one breath, option to open the arms here. And exhale. Frame the front foot. Good. I just remembered that we forgot the pyramid pose on the other leg, so we will amend that. Let's go to a pyramid, straighten the front leg. Grab your blocks and you're going to transfer them forwards and lift your left leg off the floor. Good. Now I'm going to ask you to do something different. Bend your leg that is in the air, that's the left leg. Leave your right hand on the floor. Pull the belly in and then see if you can catch with the left hand your left ankle. So if you can't, maybe you need to bring that knee in and then grab the ankle. And then once you've got everything together, maybe you can lift. Yay. Good. One more breath. And exhale, release. Let's all meet in a forward fold. This will be our resting pose, so I suggest you bend the knees. Whatever position of the arm suits you. I personally love interlacing the fingers behind my back. It really works miracles for my shoulders. Good. We have one more half round, so not too much longer, in case you're wondering. Bring your feet, knees together. Release the arms, sweep them down. Keep squatting down, sitting down. Last chair for the day, I promise. Give it all you've got. Lengthen that spine. Now it's very, very long. Exhale, prayer twist. Slowly in the opposite direction. So for me, it's the right elbow behind the left knee. Make sure you're doing the other one. Roll now your right shoulder back. Not right shoulder, right hip back. And open your left shoulder. Either continue to stay here or look down. Squeeze the knees together. Squeeze the elbow into the knees and lift your right foot off the floor. Good. Like a flamingo. And then stretch that leg, maybe hover for a bit and come into your high lunge prayer twist. For just a couple of breaths, option here to stretch, open the arms. Final breath. Exhale, frame the front foot. Now we're doing the pyramid that we missed on the other side. So get your blocks if you need them. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen the spine. Left hip rolling backwards, right hip rolling forwards. Deep, long breaths. Final one. And on your next inhale, you're going to transfer your blocks or hands forwards and lift the back leg off the floor. Now find your balance here, pull the belly in. You can gently bend the standing leg, just a micro bend in your standing leg. Now, bend that right leg and then bring the knee closer towards your chest. But really pull the belly in, round the lower back. Now, slowly lift your right fingers off the floor, grab your ankle. If this is where you can stay today, stay here. If you can slide that leg back up and open the top shoulder towards the back, coming into something like a back bend, do that. We have 2 more breaths here, so up to you whether you want to give it a try or wait for us in a forward fold resting. Good. And let's all meet in a forward fold. Bend the knees generously. Hold the opposite elbows. Relax the head. And then slowly bring the bottom down towards the floor and come into a squat. Feet together, knees together. So you're a tiny little ball, feet together, knees together. The heart. Good. Brilliant. Just a couple more breaths. And let's come onto your tippy toes. See if that movement is possible. Okay, now from here, what I will try and talk you through is a side plank. We've tried it before, not side plank, sorry, side crow. So do as much as you can. We've done so many twists, it would be a shame not to try it. So first of all, try to balance on your toes and come into a prayer position. Nothing else, just balancing on your toes. And then really stretch the arms. Stretch them as high up as you can. And then bring them over to the left side and put them in a line. So in a line that is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Yes. Now really come a little bit higher on your toes and lift your bum a little higher. Bend the elbows backwards, thinking chaturanga, and sit your hip on your back elbow. If this is where you can stay, stay here. If then you can lift the legs off the floor, you can do that. Or you can even take support on your head. What is important here is the positioning. So see, I'm not opening my elbows. I'm keeping them together, lifting my hips, bending the elbows, and then creating a shelf for my bum. And then looking forwards and lifting. Okay, some are trying, some are not too keen. Okay, let's try the other side. So, from that position, even if you keep only that position, that's also something you can do, training your balance. Stretch, lengthen that spine that is already really long. And now twist to the other side. For me is the right. Place both palms in line with one another. So they should be, the entire palm should be on the floor. If it's not, this is not going to work. Maybe use blocks if you cannot reach the floor. Some people have short arms. Haha, I'm joking. Inhale, lift on your toes and lift your hips really high. Then bend the elbows back, chaturanga style. Sit your back hip on the back elbow. Lean forwards. Keep looking forwards. Keep looking forwards. Lift. Squeeze the core in. Just even if it's for a minute second or a microsecond. I don't know if there is such a unit. Try it. Okay, good. And let's come to a cross-legged position. Option to keep your block under your seat always helps. Good. Very nice. Let's stretch up the arms once again. And exhale, bring the right hand on the floor, bend the elbow, see how far you can go. Maybe your elbow can touch, but don't force. Your opposite hip needs to be on the floor. Stretch that top arm, breathe into the left side of the body. Long, deep inhales and exhales. And on your next exhale, you're going to aim to place your left elbow behind your right knee. Yes. Now, option to do a prayer. Option to slide that arm further back and simply do this easier twist. Or even a deeper twist. If you've got your elbow behind the knee, maybe try and place your palm underneath your buttock for even a deeper stretch along the spine. So you're going to take a couple more breaths in that stretch. Inhaling, thinking long, long spine. Exhaling, thinking small, small waist. Final breath. And release. Come up. And we're going to untwist. So place both hands in the opposite direction. And then see if you can walk them forwards. Good. And then slowly come back up. I feel like this waist now is so long. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, left hand on the floor. Bend the elbow, bend, and if you can, touch the floor without lifting your right hip off the floor. Open that top shoulder, look underneath the armpit. Now try and straighten that arm. Usually there's always a bend in that top arm. See if you can straighten it. And on your next exhale, turn the body down towards the floor and think right elbow behind my left knee. Yeah. If you're there, lift yourself with the help of the left hand. And if you can, bring the prayer together. If this is too much, slide back out of the pose. So with the forearm, press your knee, stretch the opposite arm. If you want to go for the deepest variation, slide this elbow further down, press the palm down on the floor, slide it under your buttock. And with the opposite hand, I'm pressing the floor and turning my left shoulder open. Make sure you can breathe. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, tiny little waist. One more. And slowly unravel. Untwist. So bring the whole body over to the right. If this is good for you, stay here. If you want, you can walk the hands further. Beautiful. One more breath. And then slowly come up. Now you're going to bring your feet in front of you as wide as your mat. Place the hands somewhere behind, lean back a little. And you're going to do the screen wiper movement, bringing one knee down, then the other knee down. So you will notice that as you're doing it, you keep shifting forwards. So readjust your hands. And then simply enjoy the ease of that movement. No strain, no effort, unlike most of the poses we've gone through. So just really enjoy it. Close the eyes. Feel the loosening up of your lower back. And then choose one direction. Whichever one it is, keep one knee down. So if it's the left knee down, then I'm going to put the opposite ankle on top of that knee. And then I'm going to try and bring the right knee also down. Nice, that should feel good. Also, if you want to come a little deeper, you can come down on your elbows. Breathe into the outer thigh, left thigh. Feel the length of the left side of the body. Then slowly release. So again, doing the screen wipe motion. So your feet need to be quite wide, bringing the opposite knee. For me, it's the right knee. Bring it down and then place the left ankle on top of it, gently pressing it down. So if being on your elbows doesn't do it for you, just come back up. Make sure that you can breathe and you're comfortable in whatever pose we're doing. So choose the option that works. And maybe some days one option works, on other days a different option works. Wherever you are now, let's try and really lengthen the spine and roll the shoulders back. One more breath. And then slowly, let's come back to the position we started. And then we're gonna sit on our heels. So I'm gonna give you two options for a back bend here. You can go with this one, which is slightly gentler, lifting your hips off the floor. Or if you prefer to go for a slightly deeper back bend, place your hands on your back, standing on your knees, and go for the camel, pushing the hips forwards, but lengthening the spine, opening the chest, squeezing the elbows together. 5 breaths wherever you are. If you're in the camel pose, make sure your knees are under your hips and that you are not crunching your lower back. Tuck the tailbone under, engage the core. Lengthen the spine, shoulders together, elbows together. 2 more breaths. And slowly come back out of the pose. Let's all meet sitting on our heels. Drop the head in front of your knees and press the top of the head on the floor. Grab your heels and inhale, lift your hips until your arms are stretched and you feel nice extension, nice stretch between your shoulder blades. Breathe in into your upper back. Two more. Last one. And then slowly come out. From here, we're going to lie on our bellies. So we're going to do a final spine stretch. If we have time, another shoulder opener. So place your palms on the floor with the arms perpendicular to the body. Walk your feet a little to the left, just a little diagonally to the left. And then see if you can bring your left leg up and support the knee with your opposite foot. If this is not possible, you can simply just keep that left leg up, and then everyone, we're going to try and touch the floor behind us. So we're going to twist again and try and touch the floor behind. So even if you're in this shape, you're also going to try and do this. I have absolutely no space, so I'm going to show you the option without the bent supported leg. So now you probably have twisted and opened your left shoulder. Walk your left fingers further forward so you can bring that shoulder closer towards the ground. At the same time, keep those left toes down on the ground behind you. Annie, that leg needs to be on the floor behind you somewhere. Doesn't matter how far behind. Yes. And now stretch your left arm more forwards and feel the extension along your spine. Good. Keep breathing. And then slowly with control, that back leg, which is on the floor, you're going to lift it and slowly rotate the torso towards the ground and then bring it on the floor. Good. Let's try the other side now. Let's skip the bit where we support the knee. Lift the right leg off the floor. Both arms are stretched perpendicular to the body. Both shoulders are close to the ground. And try not to lift the right shoulder as you are now bringing the leg behind you and touching the floor. You don't need to touch very far. You can touch just behind your other leg or ankle, but don't allow the right shoulder to lift too much off the floor. Walk the right fingers more to the right. And you can choose a position for your head and your neck that feels comfortable. But also good for the neck if you can twist and place your right cheek on the floor and look towards the left. Nice. 2 more deep, long breaths. And then slowly, keeping the legs straight, lift it off, lift it higher, turn the body, and drop the leg down. So just for a few moments, let's stay on the belly. We're going to try a pose that I have never before instructed, Advasana, which is the opposite of Shavasana. So you're going to stretch the arms above your head and place them in a prayer. Then release the forehead down on the floor. Bring your toes together and allow the heels to separate. And focus on your breath. Feel the connection between the forehead and the floor. chest and the floor. Your hips and your thighs on the floor. The tops of your feet, the elbows. Slowing down the breath. And after your next breath, I'm going to ask you to, as effortlessly as possible, turn over on your back. So you can just roll. And here, any final movements that you wish to do, feel free to do it. If you've had enough, simply stretch the legs, allow the feet to fall open, roll the shoulders back and down, allow them to be soft, move the arms away from the body with the palms facing up. Bring the chin to the chest for one final time. Lengthen that spine, lengthen that neck. Release the face and all the facial muscles. Scan your whole face and notice where you might be holding tension. For some of us, it's in the space between the eyebrows. For others, in the jaws or the lips. So try and soften these areas and really allow gravity to soften them. Let go of any breath, any control. Simply be here and now in your body with your breath. Every single exhale, feel the body become softer, easier, more comfortable. rush. They relax. You're ready to come up. You can slowly, without too much rush. Good day. Good evening. Thank you for joining me